Welcome to Current Business Issues in African Countries, where we support and promote the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In this episode, we will examine the petroleum industry. In our previous videos in the country spotlights, we examined each country individually, and we looked at the largest industries in each country. Through that analysis, we found the petroleum industry in 17 countries, and we found 32 companies. That makes the petroleum industry the fourth most common large industry in countries across the continent. So now let's take a look at some of the individual companies and their products, and we'll do so by country. The first country is Algeria, and in Algeria, we found Sonatrach, which is Algeria's state-owned national and oil and gas company. The next country is Cameroon, and in Cameroon, we found Perenco, which is a major independent oil and gas company operating in Cameroon since 1993, often in partnership with S&H. The next country is Angola, and in Angola, we found Sonagal, and Sonagal is the national oil company of Angola. It's the state concessionaire and is involved via its subsidiaries in exploration, production, and refining of gas. We also found Azul Energy, and this is a more recent joint venture operator in Angola's oil and gas sector, formed by merging certain operations of other majors and now among the largest independent equity producers in Angola. The next country is Egypt, and in Egypt, we found Egyptian General Petroleum Corporation. This is the national oil company of Egypt, and they oversee crude oil exploration, refining, storage, and petroleum product distribution. They own or co-own a large number of joint ventures and public sector firms. We also found Petrojet, which is Egypt's leading petroleum sector contracting and engineering firm, engaged in major oil and gas projects, including infrastructure, drilling, maintenance, and technical consultancy within Egypt and across the Middle East and Africa. The next country is Equatorial Guinea, and in Equatorial Guinea, we found Sonagas. Sonagas is the state-owned national gas company created in 2005. It manages natural gas resources within Equatorial Guinea and participates in gas processing, liquefied natural gas, and LPG projects. We also found EG and this company operates the liquefied natural gas plant at Punta Europa and on Bioko Island. Plant, inaugurated in 2007, processes natural gas for liquefaction and export. The next country is Gabon, and in Gabon, we found Total Energies Gabon, which is a subsidiary of Total Energies, historically one of Gabon's largest oil and gas operators with decades of upstream and downstream activities. In Gabon, we also found Perenco Oil, and this company is a major independent oil and gas exploration and production company based in Europe with a strong presence in Gabon since 1992. In Ghana, we found Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, and the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation is Ghana's state-owned national oil company responsible for exploration, development, and production of petroleum resources, as well as managing Ghana's interest in upstream oil and gas projects. In Ghana, we also found Cosmos Energy Ghana, and this company is an independent international oil and gas company that played a pivotal role in discovering Ghana's offshore Jubilee field and in developing the 10 fields, TEN fields. It remains a key operator and investor in Ghana's offshore petroleum sector. The next country is Libya, and in Libya, we found National Oil Corporation, and National Oil Corporation is Libya's national oil company and the dominant entity in the country's petroleum sector. They were established in 1970, and they oversee oil and gas exploration, production, refining, and export across Libya. In Libya, we also found Waha Oil Company, and this company is one of Libya's most significant oil and gas producers. They're headquartered in Tripoli. The company focuses on upstream activities, exploration, drilling, production, and shipping of crude and natural gas. The next country is Mozambique, and in Mozambique, we found ENI Mozambique, and this is an Italian global company and one of the key players in Mozambique's natural gas industry. They operate major offshore gas projects in the Ruvu Basin, including the Coral South FLNG facility. We also found Sasol Mozambique operations. And Sasol is a South African integrated energy and chemicals company, and they have a long-standing natural gas operations in Mozambique, particularly in the Panditemi offshore fields. They produce natural gas for power operations and for export to South Africa. The next country is Niger, and in Niger, we found China National Petroleum Corporation. The China National Petroleum Corporation is a large state-owned Chinese oil and gas company active in Niger's petroleum sector. CNPC has developed and operates the Agadim oil field, the main commercial crude production area in Niger. In Niger, we also found Société Nigérienne des Products Pétroliers, or SONADEP, and SONADEP is the state-owned National Petroleum Projects Company of Niger. It is responsible for importing, storing, transporting, and marketing refined petroleum products within the country. The next country is Nigeria. And in Nigeria, we found Seplat Energy. And Seplat Energy is one of Nigeria's leading indigenous oil and gas companies, primarily focused on upstream exploration and production of crude oil and natural gas. It is listed on both the Nigerian and the London stock exchanges. In Nigeria, we also found Owando PLC, and this company is a major Nigerian multinational energy company with operations across the upstream, midstream, and downstream sectors of the oil and gas industry. The company engages in exploration, production, gas trading, and refining. The next country is the Republic of Chad. And in the Republic of Chad, we have Société des Hydrocarbons du Chad, or SHT. This is the National Oil and Gas Company of Chad, and it was created in 2006. It holds state-owned stakes in many oil projects and participates in production, exploration, refining, and distribution. In Chad, we also found Chad Petroleum Company, or TPC. This is a newly established in 2023 state-owned company. Since the nationalization of certain foreign assets, aiming to oversee and operate Chad's oil reserves. The next country is Senegal, and in Senegal, we have Société Africaine du Raffinage, or SAR, and SAR is Senegal's principal petroleum refining company. They were founded in 1961, and they are operating the country's sole active oil refinery near Dakar. Processes crude oil into a range of petroleum products, including gasoline, diesel, kerosene, butane, and fuel oil for domestic distribution and increasingly regional markets. We also found Group Petrosen. And Petrosen is Senegal's state-owned national oil company, and they are mandated to implement the government's petroleum and energy policy across the full upstream and downstream value chain. While Petrosen itself doesn't directly refine petroleum like SAR, it holds a controlling stake in SAR and oversees refining, storage, training, and distribution. The next country is South Sudan, and in South Sudan, we found Nile Petroleum Corporation. And Nile Petroleum Corporation, commonly known as Nile PET, is the national oil and gas company of South Sudan. It was established to represent the government's interests in the petroleum sector and participates in upstream, midstream, and downstream activities. In Togo, we found Zener SA, and this company is a major energy company in Togo, specializing in petroleum products, liquefied petroleum gas, and fuel retail services. It operates a network of Oasis Zener service stations, offering fuels, lubricants, and gas products. The next country is Tunisia, and in Tunisia, we found Enterprise Tunisien des Activités Policières, and ETAP is the national oil company of Tunisia. They were established in 1972, and they're operating as a state-owned public entity. It is responsible for exploration, development, and production of petroleum and natural gas on behalf of the Tunisian government. In Tunisia, we also found Société Tunisière des Industries de Raffinage, or STIR, and STIR is Tunisia's main oil refining company. They were founded in 1961. It operates a national crude oil refinery and is responsible for refining and importing petroleum products to meet domestic demand. So if you'd like to learn more about other companies or countries on the African continent, or about our upcoming online conference, please click the link in the description below. Please remember to like, comment, and share the video, and please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you're notified when we post additional content. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.